That backside look, and Utah filling the lanes. He was looking cross crease for the skip. Comes high, help comes early. Backdoor sneak, Driggs, low angle shot goes out of bounds.
Oh, I like the opportunity Driggs gets. I'd love one more step out of Kalen Driggs as he comes around that net, but you can't say anything negative about that shot.
They got to pay attention to that little follower on the backdoor cut. Rismani. Back behind the Stottlemyre. Up top, it's Yago. Shoots and scores! Yago, we featured him in the opening, and he was drifting downfield, Matt, but once again, that stick to the middle with the right hand.
Yeah, Yago's just a threat anytime he touches the ball. As he receives this ball, he's full head of steam, coming downhill, beats the defender, sticks it low and away, drops that stick low.
Nick, what?
Gets into the middle of the field.
That ball placement was just beautiful. Head is stick.
Righty.
Here's that race off the substitution, trying to create that odd man rush. Good hustle and switch by Air Force. Jonas Hunter was racing in. That substitution game from Air Force, they catch so many people off guard, even when you know it's coming. Sky rolled. He shoots off the mark. Nice little deception and little split back. Shoots it wide.
The youngsters kind of come on as the season has progressed, and he's slippery whether it's righty or lefty.
They're not freshmen at this point in the season any longer. Sky rolled is somebody to keep an eye on. So is Steins. Surveys the field. Faulkner double clutches. He shoots and he stings the top corner. Cade Faulkner just sniped that corner from about 13 yards out.
Yeah, I think the net is still feeling that. The ball almost hung up in the top corner. Cade Faulkner catches, kind of double pumps, thinks about it, lets it go, stings that corner. You can't paint it any better than eyes out for these guys.
There's Peen, over to Rassis. Driggs to Yago, to Wilhelm. Stottlemyre posting up on the crease. He is slippery in there, number 12 in blue. Got to pay attention to that crease look. Here's Driggs. Back up to Rassis. Slow developing man up, wheeling it around. Trying to get back underneath. Well defended. 23 on the penalty. Wilhelm carries it across. Looking. Skip pass to the middle. Shot and score! There he is! Stottlemyre. Hard to cover, very deceptive, very slippery, and Wilhelm with a nice little look pass to the middle.
Yeah, Stottlemyre just catches, turns those hips, fires the ball low to low. A little skipper. Nice inside look as Stottlemyre just catches it and releases it in no time. That net.
Wilhelm loves that throwback or throw across pass off of that speedy dodge. Here comes Peen. There's a tester from outside. Ball is loose. Lenskold's there to fight for it, saves it in bounds on the defensive end. DePonio comes up with it.
Yeah, Wilhelm with an outside rip, a fantastic save by Lenskold, and then the chase down.
Oh, good pass up pole to pole. Pasquarella was there to receive it. So good looking clear for Utah. Feed back to Axe. There's White. Shot, Steins finds the back of the net. Matt, that ball was in Zachary White's stick behind the cage, redirecting it for a fraction of a second.
Yeah, they call it a swing pass for a reason. It's in and out of your stick at X real fast. Ryan Steins also with this catch and release. We see the bang through X, touches it. Steins stings the corner.
White's going to bring it in from behind. Here's Faulkner.
And now they're back to zone.
Steins trying to find a gap. He doesn't need much room. 6 in White. He's been a prolific goal scorer throughout his career. Heavy on the assists. There's a shot and a save by Merrick. That was tracking for the 5-hole. Oh, nice little deke to get around the initial defender. And guess what? It's Mr. Hoover, or excuse me, to correct that name, that's Cole Cunningham.
Yeah, Ryan Steins an awesome look on the inside.
And Kalen Driggs finishes it off. Got his stick to the front, tiptoeing around the crease, and starts with a Merrick save, a Cunningham ground ball, and a Driggs finish. Didn't take long.
Yeah, what a turn of events. Ryan Steins has a nice look. Merrick with a fantastic save, banging it up to Cole Cunningham as soon as he makes that save. And then it's Mr. Goal Scorer, Kalen Driggs finding a way to find the back of the net.
Got to give a lot of credit to Josh Yago on that one. He was directing traffic when he received the ball. He was waiting for the defense to drift towards him, and he got his line mate there at attack. Those two have teamed up for a bunch of points throughout their careers, and Driggs is on the board. And here comes Utah quickly off of the break. It's a Hart, answers right back. Blow for blow in this heavyweight battle. It took about 8 seconds for Air Force to get down the field and score, and maybe 5 seconds for Air Force off the faceoff to answer right back as Hart just runs down that alley.
You said it, a heavyweight battle. This is punch, counter punch, as Cody Hart just have guys like Kalen Driggs and Josh Yago that haven't been generating a whole lot. They're not the spark right now, they're the finish.
And Air Force is about 50-50 with their first and second lines right now. Here comes Stepney on the isolation through the screen. Driggs rolls off. Off that screen once again, trying to get that two-man switch up in the little big. Back across to Rismani. Had a little look off the swim. Now he sweeps back to the right, gets the switch. Second pass, tries to redirect it, kept in play. Low angle shot and a score! Wow, what a pass from Stepney, and Driggs wants to get 0.2 of a second in and out of his stick.
Yeah, Stottlemyre, it's not going to go down as a pass, but that was a shot. It kind of went through X, and then they bang the ball up. As we watch, this ball goes into the middle for a quick shot, redirected to behind the cage. That heads up to find.
Schiffko carries it across, dishes off to Horton. So we see Peen back on defense. We saw that against Jacksonville. We saw them at practice, practicing it with Peen. You know that they're going to try to keep him out there, but he's up to it.
Yeah, he's up to it, but come the fourth quarter, the more defense he plays, possibly the less effective he could be offensively. And I think this is part of Utah's plan.
That's if he's really a human. He looks like he was designed in a lacrosse lab somewhere.
Right, part man,
Look,
part machine.
He's covering Steins right now. That's a big ask. Oh, nice little two-man game. Robertson dishes it back to X. White, Faulkner, score! Steins to Robertson, to White, to Faulkner, and just like that, we're tied up.
Yeah, so you see Steins drawing a lot of attention on the far side of the field, and as that happens, he bangs the ball through X. White finds.
Just getting his head right. There's Driggs. All business. Tied at 4 here in the second quarter. Thunderdome scenario here where one team goes on and the other one goes home. Who's it going to be?
Everyone's just living to play another day. Can we practice together tomorrow? That's what this is all about.
There's Stepney. Trask going toe-to-toe. Now there's space, shot, and a score. Nice little screen. Stepney steps around the screen, gets to dead center, and those low shots, those little skim shots seem to be working so far this morning.
Yeah, Stepney does an awesome job of kind of hesitating. Comes off that pick by Josh Yago, generates a little space, finds himself about 10 yards out, and just rips one low to low.
Look at this shooting angle there. Little sidearm right inside the pipe to the stick side. That's Brother Maui plays for Lemoyne, made the all-conference team as Lemoyne went down in the semifinal game. Enjoyed watching the Wilhelms play just up the road at Creekside, calling their high school games.
Wilhelm's been drawing the pole all game so far. He is an absolute lightning dodger, loves the throwback pass, but also a threat to score.
Here comes Peen on the shorty. Back across to Versansky. Slips, gets a switch. Peen still has the short stick, bullying his way through, draws a slide. Versansky with the hitch. Oh, what great footwork on defense. Deflected shot and a score. It started to go in that low left corner, and it looked like Lenskold was heading in that direction, and it got redirected back towards the center. See if we can get a look at this on the replay, but it started off at about 85 miles an hour and got down to about 15.
So Versansky with a nice little hitch dodge comes around. Utah came up big. You know, Kalen Driggs wants to go to that strong left hand, low in the shot clock. He's looking for something. They're able to turn it away. Nothing Air Force can do about that.
Faulkner carries it across. Little cross-handed pass back to White. Working it around through X. Trying to get that defense out of sorts. Matt, back in the zone or can't tell yet?
Right now, it looks like they are in the zone.
Oh, backdoor sneak, wide open shot and a score. White. And so on that goal, beautiful backdoor sneak. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. Matt, before we go to break, the separation that White was able to get at X, it looked like it was generated from an upfield slide towards Steins.
Yeah, there's a little breakdown. We slide up the field if you're air. Stay long, and Driggs unleashes one, and he finds himself a nice seat in the penalty box.
So Matt, number 13 in White, the face-off the extra man specialist for Utah. We've seen him be dangerous throughout his season this year. Charbonnet.
Yeah, Charbonnet. It seems like this is his role. There's man
Steins. Up. Charbonnet bounces it back up top to Hart. Defense eats one. Overly's there to get it.
I love that look to the inside and the quick bounce pass. Call that a wall pass. Throwing it inside, bouncing it to the outside.
He wants it. Robertson gets it. Saw him calling for it on the prior play, and McNamara, sorry about that. McNamara was posted up asking for it when the ball was on the other side. That time it swung back from behind, and McNamara was there to answer. We
were wondering when McNamara was going to get on the board. The lefty has a nice catch and quick release. Again, the ball's in his stick.
To look at is Merrick was in perfect position to make that save.
And a tough angle as McNamara is running down the hill.
Steins on the hitch. They had that shot clock reset, so there's still 40 on the shot clock. Skipping it to Steins. Deflected by a defender, and that's probably the 4th or 5th time one of the Air Force defenders has eaten a shot. Faulkner back across to Robertson. Skip pass, shot, score! Luke McNamara answers. Did a nice job drifting towards the center on that skip pass. A little bit of ball watching, found the gap in the zone, and found the back of the net.
I was going to say Ryan Steins has been pretty quiet, but as he receives this ball, he generates a lot of attention. He finds McNamara floating to the middle of the field, unable to just catch and release. Again, McNamara with a goal, has the ball in his stick for less than a fraction of a second.
He timed that little drift. Rassis comes out of the substitution area.
Rassis is a dangerous lefty. I'd keep your eyes on number 33.
So Rismani covered by Horton behind the cage through the Yago screen. Back to Yago. Covered by Crane. Gets to the front. Over to Driggs. Operating out front this time. Now here's Stepney. He's got some fast feet too.
Yeah, you see Yago and Driggs up top right now as they both start crashing to the crease.
There's Stottlemyre in front. Shot and a score. Stottlemyre, I don't know how he catches these passes in a phone booth, but he gets it, shoots it, finds the back of the net, and he's having a day today.
Right, silk, satin, anything soft. This guy's got the softest mittens in the business.
Matt, look how much space he has as we go to this replay. Great pass right on the money. Okay, he's not open. He's not open. He's still not open. Now he's open.
And as the defender closes out, so we're knotted at 7, Ray. What a back and forth battle this is.
We've had some ties today.
I'd like to see Ryan Steins get a little bit more involved in drawing and kind of being the spark, getting that ball, generating some offense. He's got the vision.
There's usually 3, 4, or even more times a game when Utah is able to get that jailbreak off the substitution. Air Force is having none of it. They're confident in, there's a shot, and it's a score. That time it was Robertson, just drifted down, and it looked like Merrick was in a good spot, but the ball was in a better spot.
Yeah, you see Chase Robertson does a little, nothing fancy, just does a little face dodge. He keeps the stick in his right hand, finds it way back, and then just sticks it low and away. There was no help coming up the field. There was no slide coming because you're respecting Steins, and then Robertson puts the ball at the back of the net. That's money in the bank.
So Robertson
50% on the man down. So don't be surprised if Air Force capitalizes.
Wilhelm with a take, and Lenskold not only makes the save, comes up with the ground ball, left-handed cradle upfield. Pressure running into Peen. Peen comes up with it. Power cradles, out of trouble. Back over to Yago. 21 on the penalty.
Do not recommend running into Peen.
So Wilhelm doesn't usually take that shot, but tried to get Lenskold sleeping, and Lenskold looking good here in the second half.
Yeah, it's a tale of two halves. Lenskold woke up.
There's Driggs, low angle shot and a score. Yago to Driggs over the back of the net. Great pass, just as good on the finish, and we're tied at 8.
Wow, what a finish. That is low angle as it gets. The old announcer's curse as I'm giving Lenskold some credit here. You see Yago pushing that corner, finds Driggs on the back from inside of 5 yards. There's not a lot a goalie can do.
Overly had a little bit of a look, but Air Force handling those midfield substitutions. Robertson trying to get over the top, got a little bit of room, heavy pressure, hitch up top, upfield shot, Faulkner yanks it wide.
Backup goes to Utah.
Boy, this is fun lacrosse right here. As White carries around the left goal line, getting hammered on the checks, across his arms. There's a low angle shot, finds the inside. It's a goal for Overly. We talked about him looking like an attackman, and when he came from behind that time, got his stick upfield and just snuck it on the inside pipe. Short side against Merrick.
Yeah, when I look at him, I kind of see Mark Cockerton, who's a Virginia legend. He's not a big of stature, but dances around well, kind of holds himself correctly. He's in a triple threat position all the time.
Back around to Peen. Peen took a rest there for a while. He's been playing a lot of offense and defense. They shook the midfields up a little bit, so expect him to have some fresh legs after an extended respite.
Yeah, they were asking him to go both ways, play offense, play defense most of the first half. If he has fresh legs in the fourth quarter, look out. That's a dangerous guy.
One more pass for Sansky to Driggs, shot and a score. Once again, that worm burner. He's so dangerous behind the goal. We've seen him catch and score on the crease. That time, catches it out top, and Versansky finds Driggs, and wow, what ball movement once again.
Yeah, Driggs proven he's more than just an inside finisher. You see Versansky get underneath, draw the whole defense, flip it back, Driggs catch, release.
Basically drew 3 defenders here coming down.
The whole defense comes to Versansky.
And he kind of slipped into the space. Columbia goes to timeout.
Yeah, he gets to go think about things and what brought him here today. He's had an awesome game so far. One unwarranted mistake, that'll happen.
Sometimes you see in lacrosse the all-name team. My favorite names are Marco Pasquarello, Luca Pavetta, and Nico DePonio. Stout defense. Air Force on the man up. Driggs working it behind Iago.
Yeah, in a 2-3-1 to start out. We'll see what kind of motion they start running.
Once again, they got to pay attention to 12 on the crease. Time, space, shot, Mana Wilhelm! Mana from heaven from about 14 yards out. He took that shot earlier, and that time he stung the corner.
Right, I was waiting for some sort of motion to come into play. But you see Mana Wilhelm just catch and release with that right hand.
When you can stretch the defense out on the man up,
yeah,
with the 1-goal lead. Matt, we've talked about this over and over. Do you start to get deliberate, or at what point do you start to get deliberate? It's only a 1-goal lead.
It's a 1-goal lead right now. I think you're smart, you're patient, you're looking for excellent shots.
Oh, great defense.
But you're still running your offense the way you normally do.
The timing of these doubles, incredible, and the recovery's been there for Utah. Yago down that left side, rolls back. Wilhelm, they're overplaying that right hand. As he tries to get over the top, he gets there. Skip pass, shot, score! Wilhelm to Versansky. Wilhelm drew a lot of attention, and once that defender stepped towards him, it freed up Versansky, and Mana just dished it off, and Versansky found the back of the net.
Yeah, Mana Wilhelm absolutely threaded a needle. He had his defender on him. The defender starts closing out as he's stringing across the middle of the field. I didn't know Versansky had that in him. That's a nice opportunity here to win their first ASUN championship. A huge feat for Coach Wilson.
Glucko wins another one. Here comes Overly through the Faulkner screen. Short stick matchup. Carries behind. Back to White. Rounds it out. Steins with the shorty. Excuse me, no. He's got the big giant pole covering him, draped all over him. Pushing that goal line. Low angle shot. Score! Goes far side. Goes stick side. Past Merrick. And Utah, you just have to expect this is going to be a close game. And as we've seen between these two teams, I don't care if there's 10 seconds left. If there's in a two-goal game, this thing's not going to be over.
Yeah, Steins, who's been relatively quiet for Ryan Steins today, cuts it to a one-goal deficit as he drives with that left hand, gets around the corner, just enough room to squeak one.
The corner. Oh, what a catch by Driggs. Looks up at the shot clock, sails the ball high into the Jacksonville sky. Air Force rushes on the field. Air Force, A-Sun tournament champions. The Falcons are going dancing to the NCAA tournament. Another one-goal game. Utah had some leads in this game. Great goalie play at both ends of the field. Big-time players in big-time moments. Wow, could you ask for anything more, and did you expect anything less?
What an awesome game. You can't ask for anything more, Ray. These two teams competed. They left it all out there. Some amazing play, whether it was in the goal or goal shooting. These teams are ready and competed for the entire 4 quarters. One-goal game doesn't